Have you ever seen something so beautiful that you're like, oh, and then you cuss? Well, yeah. Sorry about that. This is part, I don't know, 4 or 5 now. I was going to do 1. So check the description for more links to more videos or, whatever. The point is that I come down up over this hill and the mountains blew me away. It is so beautiful. I have had so many of these moments in time and it's so quiet. I mean, there's some campers and they got some fires and stuff, but it's so quiet out there and it's just so profound and beautiful. And I love Mother Earth and I love the mountains, and I have always been so intimately connected to the mountains and the water and the land of Mother Earth. And yeah, those mountains just blew me away when I come down here. So the pictures don't really do it as justice as being here right now, like above that building, you see those mountains. Just wow, this really warms my heart. All right, well, here we go. And we're going to continue with the quantum conversations. So, feeling into the moment. Some people are like, well, I got to go to work. If I don't feel like going to work, should I go to work? Okay. Well, no. I've never been one to the traditional job and traditional anything. Never done that. So I would say, no. If you hated it every day, don't go. But otherwise, change your mind. Logically convince yourself that, well, I like the benefit I'm getting from work. Maybe I like somebody at work. I mean, yes, we know that there's a gas situation. To change the energy of it so that new opportunities will come to you. Let the universe know that you want new opportunities. You don't really want to be here, but you're going to keep doing it. Maybe you got kids to feed, maybe you got a certain thing. But the way I believe you can change your mindset and draw money to you another way. And so I believe that in quantumly creating your own reality, anytime you do anything you don't want to do, you're creating a frequency in your energy field to draw more to you that you don't want to do and that you don't want in your life. Okay? So if you pick a strawberry over a blueberry, it might not be such a big deal. But if you're with some people and you really, really did not want the strawberry, but you chose the strawberry when you wanted the blueberry, again, you get the examples and you get it. The next time you see the people, maybe it's just a big old barbecue or something, they bring strawberry pie and strawberry daiquiris and strawberry milkshakes and strawberry cake, and because they assumed you like strawberry because you pretended you did and you kind of do, but you love blueberry. So imagine if you would have chose the blueberry and then they brought you everything to do with blueberry at the next thing, because they're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to make something for so-and-so because I just think they're so awesome. It'd be like telling somebody that, oh, I'm really into frog statues, because I knew somebody like this once, and then, but really they're like, well, I was like for a year of my life. But they give you a frog and you're like, oh, I'm excited. So you're choosing that excitement, and then for the next 20 years they give you frogs. I mean, I've had this person in my life tell me they're not into frogs for the last 15 years, but still when I see a frog I think, oh my gosh, they would love it. No. So if you're pretending to yourself or anyone for any reason that you're not into something you're really into, and it could be anything on any topic, you're going to draw more of that something you're not interested in into your life. Isn't it gorgeous down here? Walking in these woods it's just so calming to like every part of your body. It's just so lush here in the Pacific Northwest, and just beautiful. And so I'm still working on these things myself, and I counsel people on them pretty much daily. How important it is to follow your highest excitement in every moment. And some people say, well, what if my highest excitement is to kill myself? Well, I don't think it really is. Your highest excitement in that moment would probably be to feel better. And the quickest way to feel better is to change your thought. Like think about some good meal you liked, or something that made you laugh, or watch a funny movie. Distract yourself from the thought. But if it's an experience that you want to have, and it could be anything, and you don't because your partner, lover, adult children, family, boss, anybody in your life, any relationship, they don't want you to do it, so you don't do it, or you convince yourself you don't need to or don't want to, then you are literally creating a world. Like, worlds are literally physically being built up around you, and different versions of buildings and people and everything, and different actually different personalities of people, different people that come into your life. You're actually changing your frequency to draw to you the things that you actually don't prefer every time you do that. And so that's the quantum, that's how we create reality. And so being able to be in the now all the time and be honest with yourself about how you feel in that now is highly, highly important. And some of my challenges, and I'm getting, man, I got barely any to go now. I'm really getting good, but don't to be able to change my direction based on new information, to be able to change what I feel, what I believe, what I know, what I want, what I desire in any given moment, based on my truth of that moment, not based on a prior version of me, not based on what I told someone else that was me, not based on who anyone wants me to be, or who maybe teachers think you should be, or bosses think you should be, or parents think you should be. It's about being who you are and being true in that moment. And if you honestly, in that moment, like you've never ever liked apples, and in that moment you like apples, and they're your thing now, don't not like apples because everyone around you prefers you don't like apples, or because you never liked them before. If you really are that different version of you in that moment, be that and love it, and don't gaslight yourself, and don't let anyone else gaslight you. Live that honest truth. And if you change it in the next moment, then live that honest truth, because this is how we create reality. I'm thinking that it's actually lighter out once we get up out of the park here, so I don't intend to drive you around in the dark, just so you know. Yeah, it's just so beautiful out. Anyway, we'll do some more quantum ramble here. So be true to yourself, and if that self changes at any moment, awesome. And feel into the moment and be willing to change based on whether you feel good or bad. And that means with people in your life, if they become a version that you're not comfortable with, you absolutely have to have the confidence to move out of that and not be like the frog boiling thing where you just slowly you give up your liberty. Slowly you give up who you are and who you know yourself to be. Slowly you give up the things you were interested in. And it may not be because even they disapprove or they're going to abuse you, but because you are empathic and you feel their disapproval and you feel they don't want you to do it. So even if you're like, I'm still going to do it, you will lean towards not doing it because of the emotional discomfort. And so the more we can stay true to our true self, regardless of what other people's feelings are around us, the more we create a reality that we actually prefer to be living in 100% of the time. It's a hefty goal. Been working on it my whole life, and especially the last 10 years. Just being a version of me that I approve of, that I like, and that I'm not comfortable. I would find a new girlfriend or even a stranger on the street, and I'd be like, oh, well, I really want you to like me, and so I'm going to do this. Or, give them something I necessarily didn't want to give them because I want them to maybe like me, or, behave in a way that makes other people comfortable, whether I've known them 20 years or 20 minutes, because of, I guess it's the empathic stuff, but because of the extreme discomfort of disappointing another that I grew up in. It's too painful for that person to hurt or be uncomfortable. So I'll give them all my money, I'll give them my right arm, give them my kidney, give them my time, give them my decades, give them my constant commitment and promises, no matter what they do, no matter what I want to do, because I cannot bear the emotional energy of the torture of disapproving them, their disapproval, or disappointing them, or them not being like, oh my God, I'm so glad I know you, thank you so much, of me saying no and taking care of myself. I couldn't bear that energy. Now I can. It's kind of hard, but I don't like burn myself out on giving to other people because I can't stand their disappointment anymore. I give to myself, and I not fully. I mean, I got a long ways to go, but I've been a very, very long ways, and so it's something to continue to strive for in every moment of that conflict of, okay, I don't really feel like going to this place or doing that, so but I will, because I don't want the people there to judge me, think bad of me. I don't want to disappoint anyone. I don't want them to text me and be like, where are you? Where did you go? I'm so disappointed. I wish you were here. You know, we can't deal with that, so we can't say no. And so at first in my training, I just said no. And then I just, go, like, I don't know, you shut your door or whatever, you kind of get behind the energy and let it all swoop over you. But what logic does, if you approach it logically in your mind and you say, well, what's the worst that can happen? Well, they won't like me. Well, but maybe you don't like them, or you just met them. Or if they want you to be a version of you that you don't want to be, why in the heck would you like them? Why do you want to be around them? Why do you want to be around someone who wants you to be a different version of you? Well, I love them. I don't want to. Maybe you don't love them. Maybe you just are desperate to get someone's approval that you love, or that you're making love with, or that's a close family member. Maybe you're so desperate for their approval and you can't face their disapproval, and then you're calling that love, and you're completely altering who you are to be with that person. Okay, that's Mystery Bay, so we're headed back the other way. Yes, that rhymes, and I'm a poet, and yes, I know it. So, anyway, I'm still working on all that stuff, and I teach people it every day to the best of my ability, and it's the number one thing to know on the nature of how we create reality. You wouldn't think it would be so hard for me to be like, oh, this feels off, especially being a psychic. If it feels off, oh my gosh, something negative might happen. But no, I'd push myself through because, gosh darn it, I got myself ready, and I'm going to go, and I'm not going to change my mind. I'm going to follow through. Even if I end up doing that for 20 years in a relationship or whatever. Well, you said we were going to do this, and you said that, like I had an ex that said to me, it wasn't going to always be like this. Like, when construction's done, it's going to change. When this is done, it's going to change. When that's done, it's going to change. Never changed. It took me like 16 years to leave. It doesn't change. You change to be more of what that person needs you to be. They change more of what you need them to be. And you both become a version of each other that is neither one of you. Okay, so this is that ice. There says ice on that building. That across from that's the Nordland store. And they had a fire. So they're not open anymore. But here's the dock across from it. But yeah, store and post office, just really, really cool. So yeah, they're cleaning up after the fire. And I guess it's kind of dark. So I think I will shut this camera off, and I will see you guys when I see you, whoever you are. I love you. All right, who am I kidding? I'm gonna keep talking. I mean, obviously, who's ever watching this is interested in what I have to say. Otherwise, you could shut this off. So scratch all that. I'm continuing. I'm gonna just keep repeating the same thing because that's what this whole thread's gonna be about. This video series about feeling into the moment. You have an idea, you have something you're excited about, you take a few steps into it, whether that means you're driving down the road a ways or visiting with someone or whatever you're doing to head in the direction of that which you're excited about. And then if it doesn't feel exciting anymore or fun, you don't keep going, you turn back. You don't go, I've invested years, and I've invested my time, and I've invested 20 years, and I've invested into this marriage, and this job, and this business, and this, so I'm going to keep it. That's not quantum. You've experienced that. It's time to let that go and move into another direction. So the better ability you have to be malleable and feel into every moment on every single thing, the more you'll create a reality that you actually have peace in. that you actually enjoy, that you actually love yourself and the people around you, and you have a will to live, and you're enjoying your experience here on Mother Earth. Okay, it's time for some heat. Some heat, baby. So, I love you guys. Oh my God, the mountains are so beautiful. And I will see you on the video cam another day. I wish for everyone listening to this to be true to themselves. I really, really do. Because I know the years that I gave to not doing it and the emotional torment it has done to me. And I wish peace for you. And I wish that you can feel into every moment and make decisions moment to moment based on what's best for you, what you prefer, and what you really enjoy. Peace and love, brothers and sisters. God bless you.